What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and welcome to the Heimdall review. For this review, we're going to do things a little bit differently, and I think you're all going to like the changes. I'm going to start the video by doing a more in-depth look at each one of his abilities, and then comment on them as well as show them in action. Then afterwards, I will use the character in a PvP battle from start to finish. Now, the first ability that we're going to look at is actually his level 2. And the reason we're doing this is because it is a quick action, and this is going to be the first thing that you do with Heimdall. This ability is called Vigilance, and it's subtle. Like I said, it is a quick action, and it puts off balance and winded on all enemies. So this is already extremely useful. The fact that it's quick action means you can use it anytime it's available, and off balance and winded are really helpful debuffs to place on your opponents. It can even stop that follow-up from pesky characters such as Quicksilver. But where this ability really gets interesting is the Eternal Vigilant. It says chance to prevent enemy attacks. Now what this means is as long as the Eternal Vigilant is present on Heimdall, he can prevent an attack altogether. And I'll show you a few of those right now. Alright, so basically when the enemy starts to do an action, Heimdall will place his arm up and then it'll proc. And Heimdall pretty much tells the enemy talk to the hand. This can even work on AoE attacks like Rain of Blood as well as Aspersio. So in all, Heimdall's level 2 is really valuable and absolutely amazing in PvP. Now moving on to his level 9. And oh, I should note the reason we're skipping to his level 9 is because this is most likely the next ability that you will use with him in PvP combat, or combat in general. Heimdall's level 9 Gjallarhorn says Call to Asgard. It transports combatants to the Bifrost Bridge. Now for game purposes, this is just a visual effect, and we'll take a look at that in just one moment. But the key thing that this ability does is it grants Agile, Focused, Fortified, and Strengthened, all in one move. These buffs are all absolutely amazing, but they're especially great for anyone that takes advantage of Finest Hour. But truthfully, Strengthen alone makes this worth using, because it's going to increase your attack for your entire team. But like I said, this will help out Finest Hour users immensely. And that goes for Heimdall himself. His level 1 is called Hofund. And here you can see it does take advantage of Finest Hour, so it deals extra damage while Agile, Focused, Fortified, Strengthened, Shielded, or Healing. On top of that, it has deadly crits and high crits, so that means this can do incredible damage, especially right after you use that level 9. So let's take a look at some pretty good damage hits from this attack. Most of these hits come right after using that level 9 in battle. And as you can see, it turns Heimdall into a one-hit machine. And that came on their agent. Next we're facing a Quicksilver, which we end up hitting for over 100,000 damage. Then the third hit we're going to show is against another Heimdall, and we manage an even bigger hit at 102,000 damage. And then we save the best hit for last, a 282,000 damage epic overkill. And if you're wondering how I set that one up, it's right here, his level 6, the Uru Blade. For this attack, you won't use it as often, but it is a great setup attack for his level 1. It hits all enemies. It causes wide open, so it takes additional damage from melee attacks. It also causes tenderized, so it takes increased damage from slashing attacks. And then lastly, it places staggered on the enemy. Now staggered seemed like it was going to be an incredible debuff, especially after last season, just because of the crazy emergence of so many avoidance weapons and effects. Now it hasn't been quite as great as I thought it would be, I think mainly due to the Mystic Shroud. But still, it can be quite useful, and like I said, this move is a setup for his level 1. So if you're able to place debuffs on the opponents, and you want to set up a huge hit with that level 1, you may want to try out this ability first. It actually can do pretty decent damage, especially after your level 9, and maybe if you have War Frenzy as well. Also, Enrage can help it out a lot, so if there's a scrapper on the enemy team, that'll certainly benefit you. Oh, and you may be wondering why I included this last attack. This attack actually led to the 282,000 damage finisher. The enemy had mirror reality, so I just wanted to do an AoE attack that would heal but not for too much, and that would take that buff off of them. But the real benefit came because it placed those debuffs on Black Widow and set her up for that huge knockout blow. So anyways, after taking a look at all of his abilities, we're going to go ahead and show him off in a PvP battle, and we decided to team him up with Deadpool for this battle. Now this isn't the perfect team up by any means, but I figured maybe we could set up a few epic finishes with this team. We got really lucky and had Heimdall go first, so we used his level 2, followed by his level 9. And just like that, we're ready to go. This should be a pretty fun battle. The only thing that really scares us on the enemy side is the fact that their agent is a blaster, and they also have Thor, and he's in his modern costume. The enemy tactician Captain America decided to use the shield throw, so he gets double counterattacked. Unfortunately, he doesn't take too much damage. But now we have Deadpool, and he's strengthened and has 2 times War Frenzy, so his level 2 does massive damage. I think that was completely worth the shield guard counterattack. Alright, so we only get hit for a little over 1600 damage. But next we face the scariest opponent, and that's Thor. Luckily, Deadpool protects and dodges. And then the Merc with the Mouth counterattacks with his sharp pointy things. So on our agent's turn, we're going to use quick reflexes, and then we're going to try to take out Captain America with a Warbringer Axe. Basically, I wanted to finish him without fear of getting counterattacked, and since my agent has a stealthy attack, that was my best opportunity. But since Captain America dodged, we're just going to have to finish him off with the level 1 from Heimdall. This attack should do plenty of damage assuming it hits, and it does, and knocks out Captain America with a massive overkill. Next, I want to finish Thor with Deadpool. We don't want to take the risk of him hitting us with a huge attack, so we're just going to use our level 9, even though it's not fully set up. At this point in the battle, I know I still need to use Heimdall's level 6, so we're just going to use the Light Fantastic with our agent. That should keep our team pretty safe. The enemy agent uses Mystic, but all it does is heal us due to mirror reality. Right after Deadpool counterattacks, we're going to use the level 6 Uru Blade with Heimdall. And that'll be it as far as all of his abilities being used in combat. Oh, but first we do need to use Vigilance. For some reason I don't think it procced a single time in this battle, but that's actually pretty unusual because I do see it proc quite often. Now that we've set their agent up, I'm going to try to pass all my turns and make it back to Heimdall. Then we'll finish it off with his level 1. Hopefully we can score an epic overkill. What this means is I won't be able to use quick reflexes on my agent, just in case I counterattack. I don't want to take their agent completely down. All of the dots from Improbability Field already take his health to 7,700, so he's in the perfect position to finish off. And then he does target my agent, so we're pretty lucky that we don't have combat reflexes. Otherwise it would have ruined the finish that we're going for. Alright, so now it's going to be our final turn, and we could use that level 9, but we don't want to wait around that long, and dots will finish the agent if we don't right now. So let's go ahead and use the Ho Fund level 1. It does 164,000 damage. So that's a pretty nice epic overkill, and that's where the video is going to end. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, good luck and take care.